are now in the presence of a...
How's it going, everybody? My name is Absoulem, and welcome to my brand new series, The Darker Ops. I wanted this to be a new and fresh way to take on zombies challenges and not just do the typical ones that we've seen like speedrunning or low rounds or spawn room challenges, stuff like that. I want this to be an outside the box and wild ride for a series where we take on some insane challenges. But it's not just the challenges that make up this series. I wanted this to be an interactive and community event where you guys can choose to either watch and just enjoy it or influence what's happening or possibly go head to head and compete for prizes. And who knows, there might be a few secrets along the way that we'll uncover at a later date. Basically, I wanted this to be the ultimate community experience where you guys can influence this in a lot of different ways. In this video, I'm going to be going over the details for the series, and we're also going to be able to vote on what our first challenge will be. So first, I want to start by just going over what exactly is the Darker Ops series. So we're all familiar with the Dark Ops challenges that have been in Call of Duty that push the players to their limit, and they've always been shrouded in a little bit of mystery. So I wanted to come up with a series that just really embodies what the Dark Ops challenges are. But I wanted to take this a step further and make this a community-focused series, allowing people to promote their channels if they want and they get featured in the episodes, or compete and go head-to-head for prizes, or coming up with their wildest ideas for challenges in order to push me to my limits and up the bounty each week, which I'll get to in a moment. So each week, I'll be taking on your guys' ideas for Darker Ops challenges in order to try to beat the odds. There's going to be competitions along the way and various curveballs that I might throw in the mix, but ultimately, you guys are in control of how this series functions. So here's how this series is going to work. Today we're going to be voting on the week 1 challenge at the end of this video, and then I'll upload that as our first episode. At that point, you guys will be able to comment on each episode with your ideas for Darker Ops challenges. If your idea gets picked, then you'll be featured in the next episode, and you'll also get first dibs to be part of the competition weeks, which will occur about every 5 or 6 weeks. I will also have a sign-up sheet on my Discord for people that want to compete as well in case we need to fill any slots. The competition weeks will be special episodes that will feature on my channel and allow players to go head-to-head and compete for prizes, promote their channel if they have it, or just cement their name as a legacy winner for the series. And for the normal weeks, like I was saying, I'm going to be doing my absolute best to beat your insane ideas for zombie Darker Ops challenges and upload that as that week's episode. Now, if the challenge happens to be a time-consuming one, then I'll edit the video for that week's episode and I'll upload the full gameplay another day that week so that you guys can see the entire process if you guys want. But what happens if I'm unable to complete one of the challenges? Well, that is actually good news for you guys because you're ultimately competing against me. You're trying to up the bounty each week, so if I fail a challenge, the bounty will go up, which will increase the prize for the competition weeks. So your goal with this series is to try to get your idea chosen for that week's episode to qualify for the competition weeks and ultimately make me fail each week so that you guys can up the bounty and win a bigger prize. Now, in case some of you guys are thinking about, well, what if I just suggest such an insane challenge that no one could beat it, ultimately driving the price higher and higher, which I kind of commend you for because honestly, I'd probably be thinking the same thing. But my advantage in this series is that I get to be the one to pick what challenge is done. And with this, my incentive is to pick something that's entertaining and not so brain dead and simple that no one would want to watch it. And your incentive is to come up with challenges that are difficult and exciting, but not so insane that no one would ever want to pick the idea. So I think with this, we'll be balanced and hold each other accountable for the challenge ideas and be able to come up with some really cool stuff. And again, the challenges I'm looking for are similar to the Dark Ops challenges, but this is the Darker Ops series. It's to go above and beyond. It's to push the limits, come up with ideas that are outside the box and unique. It doesn't always have to be so difficult. It could also be goofy or silly. And so I have a few challenges that we'll be voting on here in just a second that I think will highlight the type of challenges that I'm looking for. And I think with that, that covers all the main information for what the series is and what you guys can expect. But like I said earlier, I want to still maintain a little bit of mystery, so expect some twists and turns along the way. And now that you guys know what the series is, let's go ahead and vote on what our first challenge will be for episode 1. To vote, just leave a comment on this video with what challenge you want to see. Whichever one gets the most votes, that will be the week 1 challenge. So first up, we have the backwards Garage Crovey Easter egg. This challenge is simple in nature where there's only one rule and it's just don't take a step forward while completing the Garage Crovey Easter egg. Simple enough, right? Well, wrong. This challenge, full disclosure, is one of the most difficult things I've ever had to try in all of zombies. I've actually been trying to beat this for over a year now on and off, and I've never actually done it, which to me makes this a perfect fit for the Darker Ops series, and to be honest, I think it would be a really good fit for week 1. And what makes this so difficult is the fact that when you're moving backwards, you're not allowed to sprint, making the zombies very quickly become just as fast as you and at some points a little bit faster, making the Easter egg have to be executed flawlessly while you have to move around the map backwards. I think this challenge is a little bit slow in the beginning, however by the time you get the egg, I think it picks up rapidly and is a very exciting challenge to watch. So if you want to vote for this one, comment below with challenge 1 or backwards Grod Krovi Easter egg, something like that, and I'll know what you mean. The next challenge is for me to pick any map I want, but I have to reach round 20 while blindfolded. Now, if you've been a subscriber for a while, you might remember that I've done the final boss of Ghost of Tsushima blindfolded. I've done some zombies challenges with blindfolded as well to try to beat Easter eggs and see how far I could get. So I'm not new to the blindfolded challenges. However, round 20 is pushing the limits and it's something I've never done. So if you want to see me try to get to round 20 while blindfolded on whichever map I decide, vote for challenge number 2 or the blindfolded challenge. For the last challenge that we can vote on, challenge number 3, this is going to be to complete the Liberty Falls Easter egg while only being prone. Now, if the game forces me to stand up like on a zip line or something, then that's okay, but I will remain prone for the entire game. This challenge is a perfect example of those longer challenges I was talking about earlier on in the video, where I will upload the full gameplay at some point later on in the week, but I will edit the actual episode down. That way it's not like a 4-hour gameplay of me just crawling around spawn. So if you guys want to vote for this one, go ahead and comment challenge 3 or the prone Easter egg, something like that, and that will lock in the vote for this challenge. So again, whichever challenge gets the most comments and votes, that will be our week 1 challenge for episode 1 of the Darker Ops series. This challenge will be airing on Mondays, however I might move it to Wednesdays depending on my schedule, but we will at least start on Mondays, and of course I will keep you guys updated. Speaking of keeping updated, the best way to get plugged into this series and just my channel in general, I'm always doing Easter eggs or other stuff outside of just my videos, so if you want to be more part of my channel, my Twitter account and my Discord are the best places to go. I tend to put most of my updates for my channel on my Twitter page, and then my Discord is more of a community space where we hunt Easter eggs and do stuff like that. But like I mentioned, the challenges and the ways to sign up for the competitions, all of that will be on my Discord page. There will be a special channel section on my Discord for this series once it gets started. So if you want to get plugged in and fully prepared for this series, then I would recommend that you guys join the Discord that's linked and also follow me on Twitter to stay updated with this series. And that's going to wrap up all the details for this series. Again, we'll vote on which challenge we want based on what I provided. And then at that point, you guys can comment what your ideas are for challenges in order to try to beat me on a challenge and up the bounty, and then go head to head and compete for prizes on the competition weeks. I really hope that this is a new approach to zombies challenges and gives the community a way to interact with one another and promote themselves and ultimately just come together over some really crazy challenges in zombies. And just to be clear, these challenges can be done on any of the games. I have all the Call of Duties, so don't feel like it has to be on Black Ops 6 or Black Ops 3. It can be on any of the games. I look forward to seeing which challenge gets voted in for week 1, and I can't wait to get this series started. So thank you guys so much for watching. My name is Absoulem, and I'll see you in my next video.